Hello and good morning. This video is for Thursday, January 21st for English 10. So we had two assignments today. We had adjective introduction and we had elements of short stories. So let's take care of the adjective introductions. Why learn about adjectives? Adjectives are perhaps one of the biggest keys to being a great writer. Think about songs or raps that you may like. They often use great adjectives to bring the lyrics to life. Also, adjectives are important when we get to clauses, and being able to identify them really helps in understanding how a sentence works. What is an adjective? An adjective describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. The articles a, an, and the are also adjectives. The young driver peeked through the big steering wheel. Proper adjectives. A proper adjective is created from a proper noun and is capitalized. Example, in Canada, which is the proper noun, you will find many cultures and climates. Canadian winters can be harsh. Predicate adjective. Predicate adjective follows a form of the be verb or link verb and describes the subject. Late autumn seems grim to those who love summer. Predicate adjectives are not important. What are the three forms of adjectives? The positive form describes a noun or pronoun without comparing it to anything else. So the first game was along with the tense. Positive form just says one. Comparative form has two. The comparative form, er, more or less, compares two places, things, or whatevers. The second game was longer and more tiresome than the first, comparing two things. Superlative, three or more. The superlative form, est, most, or least, most or least compares three or more persons, places, things, or ideas. Example, the third game is the longest, most tiresome of them all. Use more and most or less and least instead of adding a suffix to make adjectives that are two or more syllables. So it asks you, write the adjectives, not including articles, possessed, not including articles or possessive pronouns in each of the following sentences. Label predicate adjectives with a P. So many Caribbean countries are troubled. So you have many, you have Caribbean, and you have troubled. Pale North Americans and Europeans enjoy these warm havens during their hemisphere's long, cold winter. So pale would be an adjective. Warm would be an adjective. Hemispheres, long, cold. Those would all be examples of adjectives. All residents of the Caribbean, however, must deal with this natural hazard hurricanes. All would be an adjective of the Caribbean must deal. Natural would be an adjective. Yeah, and so go through and find the adjectives. Again, one of the ways that you can do this is, okay, that's all you gotta do for that one. Again, one of the ways that you can do this is click on a word, and if you hit define, as it tells you whether or not it's going to be an adjective. It's a determiner, so determiners can sometimes be adjectives. Um, yeah, see, most, many, pronoun, determiner, comparative adjective, many, adjective. So that helps you out if you're a little bit confused as far as what adjectives are. The second assignment that we had was literary terms, short stories. When you talk about computers, you use terms that are specific to computers, gigabytes, log on, boot up. Likewise, when people talk about literature, they use special terms, the language of literature analysis. You'll find that learning to use that language can help you write and talk about how short stories are put together and what makes them effective. What is a short story? It is a short piece of fiction that includes elements described on this document. Look at how a story you probably know, the children's tale Cinderella, can be analyzed in terms of these elements. So the first thing we look at is setting. Setting is the time and place at which the story happens. Say not only includes physical surroundings, but also ideas, customs, values, and beliefs. Example, the character takes place a long time ago in a land ruled by a queen. Characters. Characters are the actors in the story's plot. They can be people, animals, or whatever the writer chooses. The protagonist is the main character. The antagonist is the person in conflict with the main character. Not all stories have antagonists. Example, the main character is Cinderella's stepsisters, their mother, the fairy godmother, and the prince. The protagonist Cinderella. The antagonists are the stepsisters and the mother. Point of view. Point of view refers to the vantage point from which the story is told. The person telling the story is the narrator. First person point of view is when the narrator or character in a story uses I and me to tell a story. Third person point of view is when the narrator describes events as one character sees them. Example, Cinderella's told from a third person omniscient point of view. The narrator knows all. Theme. Them. Themes, essential mentions of a story that readers can apply to life. Common themes include insights into human nature, perception about life. Stated themes are directly presented in a story. Implied themes must be inferred. Readers need to consider all the elements of a story and ask what the message about life they convey. Example, a theme of Cinderella is implied. The reader can infer the message that if you're in a bad situation, you do the best you can. In the end, things will work out. Plot. Plot is a sequence of events in a story, a series of related incidents. Most plots deal with a problem and develop around a conflict, a struggle between opposing forces. An external conflict is a struggle between a character and outside force, such as another character, nature, society, or fate. An internal conflict takes place within the mind of a character who struggles with opposing feelings or with a decision about how to act. Example, the events that make up the plot of Cinderella are shown in the diagram below. The problem is Cinderella wants to go to the ball, but her stepsisters prevent her from going. The conflict is external. Cinderella versus outside is external. Cinderella versus the versus mother. What are the 5 stages of plot? You can read them. Resolution. This is what a plot diagram looks like. Whoops. For Cinderella. Good to know and love these. I'll explain. But I think it's fairly self-explanatory. And so, using a short story or fairy tale you're familiar with, I'd like you to fill out the questions below. So you need to pick something, and that is the assignment for this. We're going to be sharing this stuff in class because I'm curious about what you have to say. That's what we did today. If you need more help with adjectives, let me know. I think literary terms is pretty straightforward. Just focus on what the definitions are, learn them, go over them, and if you have any questions about that, let me know as well. I will talk to you later, Mr. McDonald.